Welcome back to Game 4 of Sparkyz versus Woongjin Stars, and Woongjin has a 2-1 lead after Lita just beat Zero. It's a pretty crazy match, really. He was really on the verge of being starved out when he was able to wipe out all of the tech buildings of Zero and just kind of swing the momentum in his favor. He didn't allow Zero to really build a late game army. You know, Zero had an Ultralisk Den out, but was never able to make any Ultralisks because the Cavern got wiped out along with every other tech building. Anyways, great match. Glad Lita kept us in this game. But now on to this game. This is going to be a Terran versus Terran on Outsider SE. So that's pretty exciting. It's usually a pretty Zerg-dominated map, so it'll be fun to watch a Terran versus Terran here. And this is going to be the unfortunately named captain of Sparkyz, Justin, versus PianO for Woongjin Stars. This is Justin here in the western position, that 9 o'clock position in the purple, and that right there is, PianO in the sort of northeast position, 1 o'clock position. I think that was white. I'm going to go with white for that one. So Justin in purple and PianO in white. Actually, Justin is playing in this game with, I don't know if it's a better name or not, but he's going as Crocus for this game. C-R-O-C-U-S. I don't know. You know, I accept it. Justin is such a bad name that we'll go with Crocus. At least it's odd, you know, it makes you question his sanity, which is better than making you think that he's just, you know, uncreative. So I'm going to be trying to call him Crocus in this game. I'll see if that lasts. PianO is actually also going as a different alias. He's going by Organ333, which I'm probably not going to be talking about, so we'll leave it at that. Crocus versus PianO here. And, you know, even though Justin or Crocus hasn't had his number called too much in the recent years, just last season he actually was 67% last season. He won 6 out of the 9 games that he played, so that is not too bad, not too shabby. So when he does get his number called, he throws down for Sparkyz and represents his team pretty well. So hopefully he's going to be able to do that right now and force an ace match, because Sparkyz is down in a hole so far. It's interesting because both of these players are, you know, at least statistically pretty evenly matched. They're both at about 45% win rate overall, and about, I don't know, I guess it's 46 and 48% Terran versus Terran, 46 being Crocus and 48% for PianO. So, but really those are pretty even. I wouldn't say either of these players are great. I might have already said this, but you know, they're both okay, average. So hopefully at least they'll be evenly matched, and this will be an exciting match to watch. Pretty standard 1 racks into factory so far for both of these players. Machine shop going down right away for PianO. I believe the same thing is going to be happening for Crocus. Actually, he's setting up for an expansion. Oh, both players are setting up for expansion. So, surprisingly, actually, no machine shop for Crocus. It's against my nature to be saying that. I keep wanting to say Justin, but I don't really want to say Justin. It's just, you know, that's how I think of him. Anyways, I'm going to keep trying. Crocus. It's sort of better. So Crocus does not have a machine shop on his factory yet, so he might be sticking with the early vultures, but you know, really early vultures aren't that great if they don't have any speed or mines. But you know, maybe he just saved that 50 minerals and put down that command center a little bit earlier. Still, it doesn't look... Oh, wow, we've got a starport going down early for Crocus. He's taking a page out of the Lita playbook, maybe. Might go for, you know, since it's just 1 starport, I think it's probably going to be used for vulture drops. So he will be putting down probably a 2nd factory and getting a machine shop with... so that he can get some vulture speed and vulture mines, spider mines, I mean. It's still the 2nd factory going down now for PianO, And yeah, that dropship, I mean, excuse me, the control tower is being built for that starport, so almost definitely drops coming in early on here, and PianO is now going to be able to take his natural expansion. Neither player getting a really good scout out. Both players did a good job of putting a couple Marines on that ramp and protecting their main base, but you know, PianO looks like he might land his command center. Oh no, it's really just about the exact same time. So it's funny because the timing of a lot of the build is pretty similar, but oh wow, he's got his control tower flashing. That means cloaked wraiths is almost definitely coming. I was almost positive this is going to be some sort of vulture drop play, but that control tower flashing makes me think that it's going to be some cloaked wraiths pretty early on. An armory is up for PianO, so you know, maybe he's just trying to get a early upgrade advantage. But he's also going to have the ability to build some Goliaths pretty quickly. And yeah, the first Wraith is out for Crocus. It's so hard for me to say that. I will get it. But also a starport going down for PianO, and I think he will stick with dropships. I don't think... I think it's a little too late for him to be trying to build any Wraiths. Well, I don't know, maybe not. We'll see how this plays out. Still, neither player has their academy out, has any comm stats, so scouting information is limited. But yeah, now it looks like Crocus is ready to push out with his first two Wraiths. Cloak is completely researched, so he's going to be able to cloak his Wraiths up and do some harassment on the SEV lines. This is a interesting play by Crocus. I wouldn't have expected it from him. I would have expected him to play a little bit more standard, but here they come now, and we'll see how much damage they're able to do. There are a couple Goliaths that have been built already for PianO, but they are over at the front door of Crocus, so you know, they're not going to be in any sort of position to defend against these Wraiths. So far, these Wraiths have maybe picked off 2 or 3 SCVs, and you know, still the Comstat stations are just now being built, so there's no detection except for those. He's only going to have 2 scans right when they first cloak up, but critically, there's no units there to defend against this. He hasn't rebuilt any more Goliaths, so he's just working on bringing his Goliaths from all the way from Justin's base and back to his own, and now they're finally back, and Cloak is down as well as the first scan, and Crocus goes and does a nice job of getting those. Oh no, yes, that's great. PianO with a little sloppy movement by his tanks takes a couple of shots from the siege tanks by Justin, and so he does a little bit of extra damage. Oh no, but both of those Wraiths go down. Wow, they do take out that dropship though. They were hunting down the first dropship from PianO. Did a lot of damage to it, and just were about to get completely wiped out by those Goliaths, which they ultimately did, but he was able to take out that dropship, so he's going to be able to maintain a little bit of map control right here. He's got a nice siege tank presence over in the middle of the map, and he's just going to be slowly working his way forward. It looks like he's ready to take a third expansion as well, floating that down into the southwestern expansion over that line of minerals that goes around the outside of this map, hence the name, haha. But yeah, it looks like some pretty nice play early on by Crocus. He's got a, you know, he's competitive economically now. Once he lands this command center and gets it running, he's going to be in the lead. He did a pretty good job by harassing with those early Wraiths, and wow, this is an interesting position. I don't think I've ever seen this, where somebody's dropping on this little ridge just outside of like the main base there. Yeah, he's dropping a lot of siege tanks there, and a couple of Goliaths to reinforce that, to make sure that those are going to be protected. And I think that's just a little island up there, but he is going to be able to siege down onto the natural expansion as well as possibly the main base if he moves back up there. Kind of a Lost Temple-esque artifact right up there, so I'm not sure why I haven't seen that yet. Maybe that's a new thing on SE, that you can land there. I'm not positive about that. I really thought that these were about the same. Meanwhile here, PianO's going in with a drop to supplement this siege position that he's got up on this ridge. I think it was spotted out though by Justin, so he's able to clear it out with taking pretty minimal losses. However, he doesn't have enough forces, enough dropships really to take out this this sieged up position on that high ground outside of his natural, and his natural is burning, and he's forced to you know, run a lot of the SCVs. Those SCVs are taking a little bit of damage from those siege tanks up on that hill, and PianO's putting on a lot of pressure early on with these Goliaths and those sieged forces up on that high ground. This is a pretty nice play by him after really a good early Wraith harassment by Justin. Well, it's not the greatest in the world. He lost his Wraiths pretty quickly. Oh, and a great placement by that missile turret was able to clear out that dropship just before it's able to come down and harass that third expansion that he's got going on. So he has been able to keep that third expansion up, and so despite him being harassed at his natural and having to lift that for a while, he's still in a little bit of the lead economically because he has that base up and running. But I'm going to have to take a break. I'll see you in a minute.